Cheers, guys. Welcome to this video. And if you were here right now, we are on the right frequency. You and I together, plus everybody that's been making videos like this. I've been seeing videos pop up on my timeline that are about all this stuff that we've been talking about on this channel. They're about embodying that energy, that being on that frequency that allows you to operate from that new viewpoint, where you're on a new timeline now. The things we've been talking about on this channel, we've been talking about Frederick Dodson, parallel universes of self. And the reason that this information is just hitting right now is because we know, we're resonating with this. It's true. It is self-evident that us embodying this viewpoint, this new frequency, is generating different results in our life. And so we know this, yet we still look at the outer 3D reality and we're questioning, we're looking for confirmation, right? And I know that by being here on this video, you've been doing the work, you've been doing the inner work, you've been taking aligned action, most likely, you've been putting out that new thing, that new frequency, that new energetic vibration, and you've been imprinting your subconscious, but also through your work in the physical to bring about this new embodiment, right? This new lifeline, this new life track. And the key thing is paying attention to the stories that you're telling yourself. We've been talking about robotic affirmations on this channel as well. And what the point of robotic affirmations are is to insert and assert your story, your interpretation of events. That's where our power is. When we see this outer 3D reality, this is but a shadow of the true reality, the true inner reality that we are casting, as within, so without. And so there's a time delay, right? And you may have been putting in this work, right? But every single time that you go and you're like, oh, well, I don't know if it's here yet. I don't know if it's caught up yet. Well, now you've planted seeds that are of that previous frequency. So even if you're operating mostly in a new frequency, but you're scattering little doubtful thoughts or little stories, you're confirming an old story. And so it's all has to do with your awareness. Everyone talks about the feeling. The feeling is good because the feeling can be that feeling of naturalness that would accompany it. But really, what are you aware of? When you look at people that have your desired ends, people that are in great relationships, people that have vast amounts of wealth, people that are maybe famous, or people that are, have achieved this outer success that is in alignment with some of the desires that you might have. Well, they're not in this giddy state. They're not in this state of, oh, this is so amazing all the time. They're in this state of neutrality. They almost have, it's almost mundane to them, the fact that they have reached this vibration, this outer achievement, right? This external marker of success. And that is an indication that is natural, right? That's that natural feeling. It's that indifference almost. It's that neutrality. So when you can begin to align up your neutrality with the events around you, and now this can go for the positive and the negative, right? Because if we are seeing something that's triggering the old story in our minds, and it's causing us to go and revert back to that old narrative that we want to get away from, we want to move towards the new narrative that is on this frequency, that is in alignment with that neutrality. It's aligned neutrality with the outcome, the naturalness, right? We are now saying the inner story is now such that, yeah, it'll all work out, right? That is the natural story that somebody who's attained or is on the path to attaining these goals, regardless, whether it is an SP thing. And the SP that you are looking at has expressed, no, this isn't working out, I'm not into you. Okay, it's all part of the natural, perfect unfolding, right? Either it's going to work out with this SP, or I'm going to find somebody even better, because either this person is not secure enough within themselves to see the value in me, or they're going to come around because I know that I'm on this frequency. I know that I'm irresistible. I know that I'm magnetic. I know that I'm attractive, alluring. I know that I'm the best thing since freaking sliced bread. And this person's going to come around to this fact if they have any sense whatsoever. If not, I'm going to find somebody even better, right? And that can go for anything. It can go for that career position. Well, if the career, they didn't accept me in the job interview, well, that's because it wasn't meant for me. I'm going to find something better, right? Or if that friend was fake to you, okay, well, they showed their true colors, right? So it's not always about, how did I contribute to this? It can be, but a lot of the times when things are happening, that everyone is you pushed out, that idea that gets perpetuated is more so, what is the story that I'm creating out of this? What is that reframe that I'm reframing in my mind? Because if I'm taking the frame of this as, oh, well, I'm not good enough, or, oh, well, I caused this to happen, it must mean that I am somehow inferior or not worthy of this outcome or not a worthy person, well, that's going to be pushed out now. That's everything as you pushed out, is you were going to find more evidence for that. So the trick is that you were reframing things on a constant basis to your advantage, to your benefit. That is the true everything is you pushed out. Because now, even though negative things might pop up in your environment, you're interpreting through this new lens of, well, this is all part of the perfect unfolding of my desires. How is this part of the perfect unfolding? Well, now if this isn't this hasn't transpired here, it just means that I'm, this no is just makes me that much closer to my yes, right? Every single situation becomes evidence that you are on that path of actually getting your desires and your manifestations. And also, the whole idea of manifesting is not to get this thing. It is you are embodying this new viewpoint and on this new frequency to remind yourself that you already have this thing. You already are this thing. You are being it. You are it. You are God. You are chosen. You are wealth. You are abundance. You are love, right? And the more self-love, the more that you fall in love with yourself and you truly start believing, well, yeah, I'm the coolest person in here. You go to the gym and you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to, everybody's looking at me. I'm radiating a magnetic aura. I'm going to just be, I'm about to PR on this next set that I'm doing. And in any given situation, yeah, I'm the most relaxed person in here. I'm the most at ease with myself in here. I'm the most comfortable in my own skin out of anybody here. So of course, things are going to naturally flow my way. Things are naturally, I'm naturally attractive to my desires, and my desires are naturally attracted to me. What I seek is naturally seeking me, right? The more that you integrate this story that you were telling yourself that is in alignment with your desires and with this end outcome, and the more that everything gets filtered through this new lens, you've cleaned up the lens, right? You've cleaned up that foggy lens, those foggy glasses that you were seeing through before, and now you're seeing them through those rosy glasses, those glasses that is interpreting everything to your favor naturally. And that becomes your natural instinct. It becomes like second nature to say, oh yeah, this thing that used to trigger me, well, this is now just an example of why I'm really the best, or why things are naturally flowing to me even more positively than they ever have before, right? The more that you're able to do that and do those mental reframes on a moment-to-moment basis, now you really are stepping into that high level frequency where nothing's gonna be able to stop you, nothing's gonna be able to phase you. So I had some notes that I had written down here. Yeah, so it's like, what have you been saying? The awareness, it really comes back to the awareness. It really is, what are you aware of? Because the more that you are aware of being that version of yourself, being the version of yourself that is worthy of love, that you already have this love for yourself. You are in love with yourself. You're taking yourself out on dates, right? You are naturally throughout the day expressing love to yourself. When you walk by in the mirror, you are appreciating the body that God has blessed you with. You are appreciating you were taking care of your skin. You were eating the right foods, right? You're treating your body like a temple because that is the natural thing you would do when you love this vessel that you have been blessed with. the more that you do all these things start to happen naturally because they're a natural expression of that self-love that you feel for yourself. And then the external is going to begin to reflect that. Remember, the external is merely a shadow, a reflection of the internal, of the 4D. So, people are giving you your SP or whoever it might be, they're giving you negative signs, right? They just miss me so much. They're just so obsessed with me. And it makes sense because I'm so magnetic and unforgettable that, they're so obsessed that they're actually just trying to play it hard to get right now. They're just trying to play it cool because they know that they love me so much that they don't want to embarrass themselves, right? And so every single thing doesn't matter what's going on. You have a story. You have, instead of playing out the worst case scenario in your head, you were playing out what is the best case scenario. Because it's easy. We delude ourselves all the time. Why is it that we delude ourselves into thinking a worst case scenario about something when we could just as easily think the best case scenario? Either way, it's a delusion because we don't really know. We're playing out, everything is a fiction. Everything is a fictional story that we're saying, again, perpetuated through this lens, whether that's a positive lens, whether it's a negative lens, but there's always some sort of bias going on with the interpretation. So why not interpret things positively in our favor? It's all part of the unfolding. If it's triggering, it's a sign that it's not for you anymore. You're not looking to be aware of that anymore. So if they're avoiding you, it's because they're so drawn to you that, again, they don't want to embarrass themselves. They're madly in love with you. And the more that you see things like this, the more that you begin to have and entertain those best case scenarios, those better feeling stories. Because why would you want to entertain a story that makes you feel bad? Entertain a story that makes you feel good. And then you're going to be able to be operating from this state where you're unfazed. You're in that state of neutrality. I've talked about it so many times, but it's like right here. You have composure. You're not like posturing in this overtly kind of like trying to be something that you're not, and you're not closed off. You're not collapsed into this withheld energy of oh I'm fearful, right? It's just this centered in the middle, this neutrality, because no matter what's going on, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, it's all feeding into the story of the perfect unfoldment of your desires. Whether it is that you were making that 10K a month, whether it is that your SP loves you, whether it is that you are now having the chance to travel, that you are now operating in the career, in the profession of your dreams, that you are in that perfect state of health, of vibratory alignment with, everything's flowing to you. You are now, every single thing that's happening is evidence of that unfolding. It's just more evidence to fuel the unfolding of your end outcomes, of the vision that you've had for yourself. And that's also why it's important. If you're watching this right now, I'm more than confident that you have this overarching vision for yourself. But it can be helpful as well to write this down. I did this exercise earlier today. That's just thank you so much for all the abundance in all these areas of my life. And then I've written down the exact things that I have expressed gratitude for. And these things may not have shown yet up in my 3D, but I know that they exist. And that is why I've expressed gratitude for them. And I know that they are coming to me in the 3D, or I know that I have them already, and that it is just a matter of time before the 3D catches up to this reality, because I have claimed this reality. I have claimed it into being. I've claimed it for myself. It is an intention. It is not guesswork. It is not wondering if. It is something that I have claimed to be true for myself. And again, every single time I look in the mirror, every single time I interact with somebody, every single time anything happens that I'm doing anything throughout my day, even if it is quote unquote negative, the person, the situation it would normally trigger me. Well, it's just more natural evidence of the perfect unfolding of everything being unfolding in perfect divine timing, or in perfect divine perfection for me. That it is all happening for me. That I am loved, right? And no matter what happens in my external environment, I have claimed this into being. So, techniques, robotic affirming, visualization, these things can help to, especially when you are running into things that might get you off balance, because we are human beings, right? It can help you to maintain being on that frequency, because then you claim, you reiterate. And it's kind of like By doing it so many times, the other stuff doesn't have a chance to pop up anymore. It's like it's like pop-ups on a screen, or it's like when you are just like, it's like you steamroll over any sort of doubtful narratives, things that come up, and you're like, no, this is all evidence of what it is that I'm claiming for myself. This is all just reasons for me, reasons that I am powerful. Even if something negative is happening, it's just to reconfirm my own power over my own internal reality. And everything's working out. It'll all work out for me in the end, right? I always come out on top. I get the best of both worlds. I'm always successful in everything I do. You can take a look. I have but the overarching blanket type of affirmations is that, yeah, this thing is coming to me. I always get what I want. Everyone always loves me. I'm irresistible. I'm magnetic to my desires, and my desires are magnetically attracted to me. I'm irresistible to the opposite sex or same sex, whatever floats your boat. I'm irresistible. I'm just magnetically irresistible to everything that I've ever desired, and everything that I've ever desired is magnetically irresistible to me, right? So anyways, guys, I hope that this video finds you and is just that confirmation that you've been looking for, to know that you are on the right frequency, that you can maintain your mental diet, maintain the practices that you've been doing, and also that whatever it is that is coming up that is triggering you is just more confirmation that you are on that frequency, that you are on this path, that you are winning. If you were here right now, you are on the winning frequency. And I'm declaring that into being. For everybody that's watching this, everybody that's on this channel, I appreciate all of you. Drop this video with a like, hit me with a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.